How are you? Brady, how are you? Good to meet you.
Hi Sandy, it's nice to meet you. I'd like to thank you for taking this meeting.
Absolutely.
Before I forget, here's my business card.
Okay, thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting Bobby at the game Saturday. I'm glad they set up this meeting. I believe that Salesforce would be a great fit with our Duluth operating group based on what me and Bobby spoke on this weekend.
Okay, awesome.
I wanted to take this opportunity to meet with you so that we could speak on some issues that Duluth operating group is facing, and I could get a better understanding of your business and what it might be.
Absolutely, hope I can help.
Is there anyone else you'd like to add to this meeting today?
I think for right now, me and you is good.
And just to make sure, we have 20 minutes,
Yes,
correct?
20 minutes.
All right. To get started, I'd like to go over the agenda, if that's okay with you. First, I want to start off today by talking about Duluth Operating Group and your current CRM system.
Okay.
Then we can move on to see if Salesforce would be able to address some of those issues. From there, we can go to a live product demonstration, and finally, we can discuss stuff we've talked about to close out.
Okay.
Does that sound good with you?
Awesome. Yeah, sounds great.
Do you mind if I take notes?
Absolutely.
All right. Also, would you mind if I start asking a few questions?
No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah.
All right. Based on my conversation with Bobby and other members of your company, it seems like there's two main issues with your CRM system. First, communications between your different teams and branches is lacking, especially considering your planned expansion. And secondly, it's insufficient for your sales managers to track sales and performance of their sales reps.
Yes.
So I wanted to gain some insight on how Bobby and your various branch managers receive sales reports from their reps.
So the way we go about it is each of our 4 branch managers, they submit a monthly sales report that they compile from their sales reps to Bobby, who then analyzes all the reports and takes the action.
Okay, so being a monthly sales report, your sales managers aren't able to track sales or status reports between months. They'd have to wait till like the end of the month.
Yeah, in that case, a branch manager, if they wanted to access the information, he would have to directly request it from the sales rep, which obviously could take a little time to do so. So it's a little slow.
Okay, I understand. So when these reports are sent in, does your current CRM system allow for your sales managers to view and compare them on all a single platform, or do they have to compile it themselves?
So each branch has a different format for their sales reports. So a good amount of Bobby's time and our sales manager's time are both taken up formatting and compiling this data.
Yeah, that seems like a good bit of work hours wasted on this process.
Definitely.
So I did a bit of research before this meeting, and I could see that your revenue for 2017 was $48.6 million, and that's 3.5% up from the previous year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it's clear that Duluth Operating Group is trending upwards in terms of growth, and with these increased sales, do you think that the inability to track your sales progress in real time may have affected your ability to react to new opportunities and promote growth from your sales reps?
So that's definitely something we've noticed as well. It's difficult for our managers to track and coach our individual reps when we have to wait till the end of the month to see a report.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something.
Of course, efficiency is a goal that we at Salesforce strive for always. In that sense, do you think that the growth that your experiences could increase if your sales managers could track their sales reps throughout the sales process in real time and take corrective action?
Yeah, I definitely believe that would help us grow in addition to saving our sales managers time doing the administrative work, and they'd have more time to focus on their sales forecasting and their reps as well.
Awesome. If you could put a number on it, how much of an increase would you say that making this change would have on your growth?
Yeah, like we talked about with the time that it would save, I definitely could see that we could potentially double our growth from last year.
So you're saying a 7% increase in growth equaling about like 3.5 million?
Yeah, that sounds awesome, yeah.
Moving on to another issue I found while speaking to some of your branch managers. I had a conversation with Shelly over at your Jacksonville branch, and she told me how at times when there's a client issue or problem when your sales reps must bring in a sales manager or a higher level employee, that process can be a little inefficient and can lead to delays in responding to your customer.
Yeah, so there's definitely been multiple occasions that I can recall where it's been difficult to coordinate with some of the salespeople when you go and look at complex issues such as order errors, shipping issues, and that lead to delays in responding to the customer. As well, our regional locations, they use different methods of tracking, so there isn't much uniformity that salespeople, salespeople each have their own way of doing things. So sometimes it takes a little bit to get up to speed.
Of course. Do you experience any logistical or communication inefficiencies between management and salespeople and diagnosing a client issue?
So, like I said, with the system we currently use, it doesn't allow our management to access our sales rep's client information. So when a new manager has to be brought in, he must be completely filled in on the situation before we're able to take any sort of action.
Okay. So do you think these delays in responding to customer issues could hurt your business in the long run?
I mean, in the end, we always solve our customer issues, but I do think it does have a negative impact when we take a little time, and it could possibly cause us to lose accounts in the future.
Of course. With having a system management where all regions and salespeople could be viewed on the same platform, that your salespeople could log sales information, track orders throughout the process, improve your ability to react and respond to customer complaints on a managerial level?
Yeah, so if I could keep track of all my sales reps' client information and their orders, I definitely would. It's a great way to keep up to date, so I'd be able to respond immediately if a problem arises, unlike currently where you have to kind of work everything out.
Of course. Just to quantify, how much business would you say that Duluth Operating Group loses annually based on customer dissatisfaction from slow response time?
So I would say recently, about 2 years ago, I'd say we lost 2 accounts directly to these issues with the delays and not responding. And those accounts were about $1.2 million of our annual revenue, so it's definitely a problem.
Wow, that's a sizable portion of your net revenues. And this is a continuous issue that you have been dealing with, and that could be affecting your current accounts as well. Another thing that Shelley mentioned in our call, that there were some difficulties in interdepartmental communication between maintenance and sales in regards to maintenance requests. And I was just wondering if you could elaborate on that process.
So currently the way we do it is an order would be sent to the sales rep in the maintenance department system, and after that, order updates must be requested by email. So if an error occurs, maintenance has to wait on a response from the sales rep before they are able to proceed.
Okay. That sounds like a slow, time-consuming process to wait on a string of emails, especially when you consider that your customer's waiting on you. If you had to put a number on it, how many maintenance and sales hours a week would you say that are wasted waiting for updates from one department to another?
So if I had to put a number on it, I'd probably say about 15 hours a week are spent by sales reps and maintenance workers coordinating on order tracking and errors and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, those hours of delays in the order process that take away time from your sales reps to pursue other opportunities. It also increases your costs when your maintenance workers aren't able to work.
Yeah.
I brought some data from a few of my clients who are in your industry experiencing similar sales and maintenance issues. And looking at the first year of implementing Salesforce, our clients report up to 10 hours a week given back to their sales reps to focus on new opportunities. Given that time back, how do you think that would affect your salespeople?
It's definitely a big portion of time that was wasted during the process, so it would definitely eliminate most of the inefficiency and give back a lot to our sales reps' valuable time to pursue new accounts or even new sales.
So with this increased time to pursue other opportunities, what impact do you think that will have on their productivity?
Like you said, getting 10 hours back a week, I think with that ease of communication throughout our organization, I don't think it's crazy to think that we could achieve 5% new accounts.
Okay, that would be good. I think I have everything I need now. We discussed improving sales rep performance tracking, increased visibility between management and sales levels, and streamlining interdepartmental communications. I think we can now move on to a live product demonstration now that I better understand the issues that Duluth Operating Group is facing, and so that you can see some of the benefits that Salesforce provides.
Awesome.
Before we talked about customer visibility or management.
Mhm.
So if you go to accounts and click on all levels of sales and management, are able to see each other's client and visual information. So from top to bottom, your sales team can be informed and up to date on every account.
Okay, cool.
With our path tool here, you're able to view and track your sales rep progress on the sale and follow what steps they've taken in the sales process.
Okay.
That way, if any issue or problem arises, on your accounts, you and your managers will be equipped to handle the situation immediately.
Yeah, that would definitely save us a great deal of time addressing our account issues and also increase our overall transparency throughout our organization.
Moving on, we talked about sales rep performance tracking as well, and how monthly sales reports from your sales reps make it difficult for your sales managers to track their individual performance on a right now level.
Yeah.
With our dashboard function, your sales managers are able to create extended reports using their sales reps' data.
Okay.
And compare them into a sales rep win rate chart so that they're able to compare all your sales reps and see how each one is performing, and be able to provide support to those sales reps as needed.
Okay.
And lastly, we talked about streamlining and departmental communications. You brought up how time and wages are wasted and time waiting for updates on order status and communicating order errors between your sales team and the maintenance side of your business. The sales profession has a chatter function here, where any individual is able to chat back and forth across departments. So that's instant. You won't have to wait on emails. So for instance, your sales rep could directly contact the maintenance manager and chat in live time, so that you would basically eliminate that time wasted.
Awesome.
So moving on.
I'm sorry. Price is always an issue that we need to address. So just wanted to meet with you and see kind of what you thought about the price about everything.
Oh yeah, price is always an important thing that we have to address. But first, I'd like to move on to talk about the value that our business brings to the table.
Okay, awesome.
3 benefits that we discussed earlier in this in our discussion are a 7.5 increase in growth, which would be a 3.5 in additional revenue.
Okay.
In terms of lost business, we're eliminating about 1.2 million in lost accounts per year.
Okay.
And also a 5% increase in new accounts.
Okay. Yeah, that seems about right. What were we talking about?
So. Alright, so basically we're at the end of our time now, and I just wanted to see how you feel about the product and how you'd like to move forward.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I was skeptical of the price at first, but now I can see side by side, value looks greater than the cost for sure. But while I'm very interested, but as you know, the company, you've got to talk to other people, so I'll definitely have to think on it for a little bit and meet with the board to see if they think this is the right decision in moving forward.
That's completely understandable, but I'd love if we could set up a meeting with the board so I could give them a better understanding and maybe have a discussion like we had today.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely set something up next week if that works with you.
For sure, I'll have my secretary.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time.